Not that song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 873. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway here at the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Today, the finale of my Into an interview with the 8-piece band called Wartime Blues. Plus, we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, and I have to, at some point, get over this nasal cold.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's been lingering for a week, and this nasaliness gets old.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
So yesterday I was gonna take it easy, still recovering from my sinus disease, but then I realized there were home errands that needed to be done in my mode where I am handy, which led to me diving into a massive toilet project.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
This ended me in breaking off an important object,
Mike's
which I had to take apart
Daily
the entire toilet
Podcast.
to fix.
Yeah!
Luckily, all the tools I needed were within my ever trusty huge toolbox. Though the whole project was like diffusing a bomb. So, oh, look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. Hi, how you doing?
As a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
Go on with that diffusing a bomb story. I love those action adventure type things.
It was like, because it's an old porcelain bowl. A tank, not the bowl. Luckily, I didn't have to take the bowl off, because then you got the lining and all that stuff. But the tank itself, I had to take that off and put the new thing through that holds. So look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, Shelley Schuhart was talking about your amazing poetry yesterday. Do you have some more that you can read for us?
Yeah, Mike. I just wrote one about your toilet bowl.
Wonderful. Let's hear it.
Toilet, I don't get it. You're so crazy and you're made of porcelain.
That was beautiful. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I had to get into that, diffusing it, because if the tank gets cracked, then it's going to leak. If anything is not tightened properly, it's going to leak. But if you tighten it too much, the little clamps and whatnot, this sounds like an S&M thing. Kids don't look what that is up. Although it's strange days these days. It seems like kids know that stuff already. But you know what? If you clamp it down too hard, the whole tank cracks. And after that one object just broke off, it's that little tube that comes up in the toilet tank that's supposed to, it has the other little plastic tube goes into it and puts it's the excess thing. It's supposed to pick up in case the tank fills up too far. It's supposed to, anyway. So, I broke that off. And the thing that the toilet's ancient and it must be from the 50s. And I'm so cheap, I don't want to replace it. But at the same time, it's not so much that. It's like this toilet is interesting looking. It's ancient, but I'm trying to keep it in good shape. It seems to be working. It's lasted all these years. I think it could go for maybe 5 or 10 more. So anyway, buying my time, whatever. Or is it biting my time? Or is it biting my time? Do you know, Benita? Mike, I have no idea. Hey, I missed on the show talking about the big rodeo parade y'all have in Podcastro Valley. That's right. We had the Rowell rodeo parade last weekend. I wasn't here because I was in Daytona Beach getting my sinuses infected by swimming in my mom's recently recuperated from the brink of being a duck pond pool, and salt water and all that infected my sinuses. I got the swimmer's ear and everything. I'm still trying to get over. And yeah, we didn't talk about I didn't get to see the parade. It's the second year in a row I didn't get to see the parade. Last year I couldn't see the parade because I was dating that crazy soccer girl who has since gotten married. Oh, I still haven't talked about that yet on the show. I mentioned that to Daniel G. Harmon, but anyway, there's too many things on this show. Just too much.
Mark, maybe you should focus on one topic, like finishing your damn toilet story.
Oh, yeah. So what ended up happening was I did it really, and I fixed it. I couldn't believe it. I fixed it. Wow.
Mike, you should have more faith in yourself. Get things done.
Right. You're right. Just get it done.
Mike, it's so easy. In fact, my good friend Willya Shadup, he can answer any of your toiletry questions.
Oh, really?
Willya Shadup's Liberty Nation Freedom Phone for All.
It's Willya Shadup answering your questions about home improvement, because it's that time of year that you all think that you're so good at improving your home. So you go through the house and you're like, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to take that out. Next thing you know, you're knee deep in water and you're electrocuting yourself. Let's take a call.
Hello, Willya. This is Edna. I was calling about the Rowell Ranch Rodeo Parade that happened last weekend. Was it any good?
How am I supposed to know? I went to a late night tea party and fell asleep on the bosom of Ted Cruz. Let's take another call.
Hey, Willya, this is Steven, and I'm a hipster here in Bay Area, California, and I was wondering, what I'm trying to do is put a planter inside of my garage, but I don't know.
Let me stop you right there, Steven, because I can't hear you through all your beard hair. Anyway, speaking of beards and beer, make me an artisanal beer and bring it to the station. I can't wait to drink it, and good luck with your planter in your garage. That's a stupid idea. And one more call. Who's this?
Well, hello, this is Harry Shearer, and I'm the voice of several characters on The Simpsons. But I've decided that I'm going to leave because I'm making too much money on that show, and I've done it for so long, and I can do a bunch of voices like, hello, I am Mr. Burns Smithers. Bring me the head of Mike Matthews.
Harry, you're crazy, you're a liberal, and you're rich like me, so we're good friends in simpatico. Maybe I should take over the David Letterman show. Listen, I gotta go and hand it back to Mike Matthews. It's Willya Shadup.
Please don't encourage him. That didn't really sound like a hipster, Steven. He didn't sound like to sound like a hipster, everything you say has to end on an up note like this because you're unsure about what you're saying. And that seems to be that generation's way of talking.
Mike, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Willya Shadup is like a god to me.
Mike, I don't like him. I gotta go. Bye, I'm gonna start my own rodeo. Yeah, I'm so mad I missed that parade. And I'm so mad that, I enjoyed the Daytona Beach trip, except for getting my sinuses infected. But I loved seeing my mom. It was like an awesome Mother's Day present to her, going to see her. And I took her out to dinner all the time, made her dinner, got to see her boyfriend, Mike. We went to a lot of cool restaurants. It was fun. It was just the funnest thing. And, I'm kind of a loner guy. Really, my mom's my only family here in America. Oddly enough, I have family in Europe. But it was fun. Yeah, everybody needs to see family and friends, right? You can't be on your own. Right, Brewmaster?
What? Am I alone? Oh, no.
No, Shelley Shuhart still loves you. You're still a pair. You have someone. You're not alone.
Oh, good. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so that's basically, it was an awesome trip. Sinuses infected. Missed the parade, though. And last year missed the parade because the girl that I was dating, going to soccer games with her because she was obsessed with soccer, or football as they call it, and she ended up, after we broke up after 3 months, she got married earlier this year.
Mike, the heart wants what it wants. And Harry Shearer wants to commit career suicide.
That's not true. Harry Shearer's got so much money, it doesn't matter. He's a very talented man with lots of voices. And he's got his own show called Le Show, which plays on NPR.
Oh, don't ever mention that satanic network to me. Ugh.
Are you okay?
I must go bathe myself.
Not here in cafe anyway. I need an espresso to clean that out of my head. Or I'll just drink my Matthews Chino. And thank you, Brewmaster, for not making any root beer that's after any topic that we've talked about today, since we've talked about mostly toiletries and such.
Mike, I made a delicious toilet root beer.
I'm not going to drink it. Especially since it's brown colored. Please, just don't serve that to anybody.
Mark, I just drank a bunch of it, and it was delicious because I'm Willya Shadup.
Great, you just killed Willya Shadup, Brewmaster.
I'm alone?
No, like I said. Anyway, you can comment on the section emails from email and your comment, not so comments. Email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-873-Americana, what you think about home improvements and parades and all that. And you can also comment there on my Facebook, facebook.com/MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST, and I'm on Twitter. Follow me at Mike Talks. And check out the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, with links to where to listen to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Spreaker, Player FM, Ameristream Live, and iTunes. Comment on the show in iTunes, and more people find out about us and we don't languish in obscurity. You can also help out this show with the link to Amazon. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, go through MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com first and buy whatever it is on Amazon, and we get like a little commission-y thing from that. You can also hear me on my morning show. Damn you, sinuses. It's on a Connecticut radio station called Wolverine Radio. The link to that at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And also the link to my country show, which is actually playing right now on Country Crossroads Radio when this is recording. I do that, and you can hear that on the weekends. Go to that link there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com and tell your friends about the show through Instagram, Yelp, and Tumblr. There's also the blog, The Daily Podcast Picture, and all my past interviews at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And if you want to sponsor the show, email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com at gmail.com. Speaking of which...
And now, a big thanks to our sponsor.
If you've gone to MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, you've seen the banner for Click It Ticket. Click It Ticket has a large selection of tickets to the hottest concert tours this year. And right now, Mike's Daily Podcast people like you get a special discount. Get 5% off your purchase by typing in the promo code Mike's Daily. It's time to go see a concert. It's time to go see a play. I went and saw a play in Daytona Beach, actually in DeLand in Florida, with my mom. Cabaret, which I'd never seen before. It was phenomenal. All local talent. A lot of people actually from Disney World that do performances. You know, there's so many shows in the what they call the Magic Kingdom, and she, the lead singer gal, I forgot her name. Oh my gosh, she was amazing. Just belted out the big cabaret song, and it was a great show in the small town of DeLand, Florida. So if you want to get all psyched about theater or concerts or whatever, go get your tickets. Clickitticket.com, and you'll get a 5% discount with the promo code Mike's Daily. And look for the link at the top of MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Time for an interview, the finale of my interview with the band Wartime Blues.
Into an interview.
Sure.
I'm speaking with Nate Hedgie of the band Wartime Blues. And I'm clapping now because it's a sound of one man clapping. But it's an excited man. He's going, yay, what a great band, Wartime Blues. From Missoula, Montana. Nate, what's Missoula like?
It's a smallish town of about, I think, 90,000 people in the Rocky Mountains, about an hour away from the plains, and about 7 hours east of Seattle. It's just a little kind of hippie cowboy town, but it's starting to gentrify a lot more now. So it's kind of like a neighborhood in Portland that's been taken and thrown 400 miles eastward.
And a lot of writers came from there?
Yeah. Richard Hugo, James Crumley, Jim Harrison, I think. I don't know if he's from Missoula or not, but David James Duncan. There's a lot of great writers. But they've got a really good program. Creative writing program here, and then there's just a lot of Smith Henderson, who just wrote 4th of July Creek, was living here for a long time. So it's definitely got a good writer vibe here.
It must be really scenic.
It's beautiful. Yeah, no, I'm looking out right now, and it's surrounded by kind of low-slung mountains and a river that runs through it.
Robert Redford.
River. It's a beautiful place, really beautiful place.
And there's it must be fresh air.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Very fresh air, very clean. Now there used to be 2 logging operations on either side of the valley, but those shut down 20 and 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, and then 5 years ago. So it's much cleaner than it used to be. It's good. It's good air here for sure.
And I know I don't want you to sound like you're on the tourist board or anything like that, but how do you fly? How do you get into Missoula if you're flying?
You fly. Well, you can take a direct from L.A. I think right now, L.A. to Missoula for $100 on Allegiant Air.
Oh.
And then and then I think San Fran. They might have a similar. Oakland might have a similar deal. But you can just fly in, and there's an airport of substantial size for a town of this size. So it's pretty easy to get here. It's much easier to drive, though, I'd say. Just take Interstate 90 and you'll hit it.
Do you call yourselves Missoulans?
Yeah, Missoulians, yeah.
Missoulians. And then what do you think of, like, these people that fly in from L.A.?
Like Californians are often...
they stick
when
out.
they buy up lots of land around here, then they're frowned upon. But there's also a lot of really great Californians here that are awesome. So that's more of a stereotype of Californians, that they come and buy up all the land around all the pretty areas from the ranchers that are not making enough money to keep their land. But that's just the stereotype. There's actually, in reality, lots of great Californians.
Do you do a lot of fishing?
I just started fishing this month with my buddy Ben, who's also in the band. We just decided to go fishing one day because we've lived here for 10 years and we haven't fished. But we're not fly fishing, we're just spin fishing. So everybody fly fishes around here, but that's too expensive. So we just got little rods and never catch anything in the rivers, but it's so fun.
And that's Ben Perez who plays the mandolin.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And you got some banjo in your, and you were a bluegrass band at one time.
We tried to be, but we had bluegrass instruments, but we could never do like the fast-paced bluegrass sound. It didn't come naturally to our songwriting. So we tried to be, but we ended up just kind of forming into a folk band. So slower bluegrass.
Slower bluegrass, but it's your own sound. It's the wartime blue sound. And
yeah.
Who drew the cover for April, Texas, which comes out June 2nd?
That was a fellow named Dave Lusk, who's an artist in town. And we commissioned him to draw a longhorn with a cormorant on its back. And he did, and it looked great. We were really happy with it.
It's a great piece of art. And
yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
So you recorded the album in a theater?
Yeah, in a little theater downtown for the first 2 days of recording to get most of our drum stuff and bass and rhythm section. And then we moved up to the lake house for the next 5 days and recorded little extra stuff.
Excellent. And are there any other large 8-piece bands that you're, kind of using as a template, or is
no? I mean, like, there's bigger bands that have, like, Broken Social Scene might be a good example in terms of how they're a collective that when they'll go out, they'll be different. As we be getting a little bit more serious with our music and going on more tours and such, sometimes, certain players won't be able to make it, or we'll have to use different players in the Missoula scene. And so in that way, it becomes more of a collective where different people can kind of sub in and such. So maybe that would be a good template for us, would be Broken Social Scene.
Oh, okay. And I want to see you guys play. Where are you playing anytime soon?
Well, if you're in Missoula, you can see us open for the Decemberists on May 24th. And then if you're in Salt Lake City, we're opening for the Decemberists at Red Butte Gardens on May 26th. And then On June 4th, we're going to play the Royal Room in Seattle. And June 5th, we're going to be at Boundary Bay Brewery in Bellingham, Washington. And then we'll be playing around town. After that, I think we got a show in Missoula at the Top Hat on May 30th. And I think something down in Spokane later on in the summer. But that's what we got right now for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, man, you're playing some cool places.
Yeah, we're pretty jacked about it.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to just follow you guys and go to all those cool places and hear your music night after night.
Well, they're pretty places.
And be that crazy fan that just like, Wartime Blues! Woo!
For every song, just yelling it.
Yeah. Build a sun! Which is...
Again.
I'm going to play that right now, actually. And this song has a nice driving beat, like you're driving into a sunset.
Yeah, I like that.
What was anything interesting about how the song came about?
That was the feeling of being on top of... I'm definitely not on top of the world, but feeling really confident in yourself for a limited amount of time, feeling like, yeah, I really got something going on. And then just totally tumbling from that feeling of confidence into deep unconfidence, or like something happened where it was in Missoula, we were feeling really great about ourselves musically. Then we moved down to Austin, and it's a sea of wonderful musicians that you've got to get a foothold into. And that feeling of suddenly being a very small fish in a very big pond kind of motivated the writing of that song.
Excellent. Oh, I love that spectrum. That's great.
Yeah.
That's true. You know what, though? See, it's to artists like yourself. It can be... I mean, your worst enemy is you, sometimes.
Yeah, doubt, for sure.
You create these walls, and you're like, everybody's doing this. Taylor Swift's got the biggest album in the country. I can't... What am I going to do? But then you pulled yourself up from that awful apartment complex we were talking about, and you made this great album, April, Texas.
Yeah, well, once you realize that, I think that it doesn't really matter, and you can just make music. I mean, the doubt's still there, but it's more artistic doubt as opposed to like trying to make it or anything else like that. As soon as you just say, screw that, everything's a lot better.
Yeah. All right. Well, say hi to all the members of your band.
I will, yeah.
I will try and come out. I'll hop on that plane.
Yeah. Get on that $100 flight.
I'll look up Allegiant and see what they got. But
I should be getting paid by Allegiant. That was a nice little ad for them.
Yeah, Allegiant, come on, cough it up.
Come on.
Give Wartime Blues free tickets, damn it. God.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them? I mean,
I know, they should be flying us around the world, letting us tour different places, and we'll promote their $100 flights to Missoula for them.
You know what? Hugh Hefner should give you guys his jet. And I was just thinking of someone else that might have a private jet. That way you don't have to deal with other passengers.
Yeah, because we definitely don't want to deal with other people. We need to be insulated into a bubble of some sort.
Exactly. Byron?
Yeah.
No, you guys are awesome.
Yes, we really appreciate you interviewing us.
This has been a very fun interview, Nate.
Oh, cool. Great. Yeah, it's been fun for us, too. Or fun for me. I forget that I'm not with anybody else. I'm just by myself and talking to you. But talking about the band makes me feel like I'm with them all right now.
They're with us in spirit. But
yeah, exactly.
April, Texas, and the band Wartime Blues and wartimeblues.com.
Yep.
More information there. And here's Build a Sun on Mike's Daily Podcast. Oh, man, don't you want to see him live now? That's awesome. From the album April, Texas. That is Nate Hedgie, or Nate Vernon, and Wartime Blues with Bill the Sun. Thank you so much for being on the show, Nate. As we anyway here at the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture is of me because I wanted to show you what I looked like when I'm in Florida mode, when I'm in Daytona Beach mode. And this was about a week ago. You got to be in your tank top because it's humid and you're at the beach. And actually, that picture was taken, I'm standing there at the Halifax River, actually in Wilbur Bay, by the sea, I think is what it's called. And that's the Wilbur Boathouse. And they just it's fascinating. While I was there, they were just finishing up a several-month project, like 4-month project, where they were building this massive dock that goes out into the water. So you can go fishing and you can walk out there and see all kinds of wildlife and whatnot. It's beautiful. The Halifax River, Daytona Beach, okay, you've got your beach where you can drive on the beach and all that, and they used to have races, and that's on the beach, which eventually led to the Daytona 500. Beautiful, warm Atlantic Ocean in Florida, and then you cross this like landmass, which is like a massive peninsula, and on the other side is the Halifax River. And there it's beautiful, full of sea life or river life, and manatees and people on sea-doos, and it's just a aquatic wonderland. Anyway, there's a picture of me with my Berkeley shirt on, my UC Berkeley, or Cal shirt, as they say, standing there. I did not jump into that water, though. That water is kind of scary and gross, and you got to be careful, as one of the construction workers on the dock was telling me, of not getting scratched by the barnacles and the shellfish. If you get scratched on that, it gets infected like right away, and you've got a nasty scratch. So I did not go in that water. The Atlantic Ocean I was in constantly, and my mom's pool, ergo my crazy sinuses right now that are inflamed. See that picture now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Mark, thank you for all that explanatoriness. You're welcome.
Mark, I just want to tell y'all that you look really cute and hairy in your tank top.
Thank you, Benita. Benita, I think you should be the rodeo queen of the Rowell Ranch Rodeo Parade.
Mark, I'm not, because some young 20-something got it.
That's true. I met her, actually, at the Podcastro Valley Mixer. Very nice gal, and now she's the parade. She's going to college somewhere, and she's the rodeo queen, just like you.
Mark, I will forever be a rodeo queen. Once you're a rodeo queen, y'all always are a rodeo queen. And that's great.
It is, Benita. I'm crying a little bit, partially because of your loud voice that causes my inner ear cavity to start to bleed. But next show, it's going to be no offense or anything.
None taken. Why are we both getting phlegmy right now?
I think because we need to end the show, and my sinuses and all that. All right, next show, it's going to be the return of the much-loved segment, the Myclopedia in Seneca, where we look up an insane subject that you will be surprised to know about. Plus, we'll hear from Mana Rutabaga Valentino and Bison Bentley.
I'm alone.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!